All right, we're going to try and do a couple of different things. I'm going to try and do this in pieces, but obviously post it as one big file, so we'll see what happens from there. First of all, I need to see my little Camtasia piece. All right, what this one is called, I call this In the Clouds, and basically what I want to emphasize in this video is all of the ways that you can sort of tie your Droid Pro back into your desktop or to some other piece. Again, I'm coming from the background of being someone who had a BlackBerry enterprise system where I'm really trying to do a lot of stuff, be out of the office, but I really need to be able to move things around a lot. So here's a couple of things that I found. The first one I want to take a look at is Mobilenoter, and that is a free app right now for the Android, and what that will allow you to do, which is actually really, really cool, is if you are a user of Microsoft OneNote, which I am, you are able to look at your OneNote files on your Android, which is, I think you can do that. I would assume that you can do that on a Windows phone. However, at this particular point in time, I have not seen, definitely have not seen an app for the BlackBerry. I believe the Mobilenoter will work on your iPhone to talk to it. But again, this is pretty neat that you are able to actually do this. So let's just take a look and see what we have. So as you can see, I've done a little split screen this time. So here's my OneNote on my system at home, and the way that this works is that you load an app on your computer that constantly updates to the cloud, and then when you're ready to go through and do that, let me just take my phone and I will go into Mobilenoter. So I have a couple of different options that I can use. The first option that I can do is I can obviously open my book. So I'll go to my notebooks. This drive happens to be my O drive, which is where I have my OneNotes pieces. I can go in there. I can open up my OneNote piece, and then basically here are all of my different pieces. So the one you were actually looking at was under Hobbies, I believe. Let's see if I can find my Hobbies tab. And then under Hobbies, I had this one that I have here. Where is it? We have quite a bit to go. You can do some searching through it. I just have not done that at this particular point. To synchronize things, you can synchronize one of two ways. You can either synchronize using the cloud, which is basically everything gets uploaded to a special website that they've got set up. Here we go, album coasters, and I'll just go ahead and click on that. You can do it that way, or you can do it Wi-Fi. The first time you're going to have to do it, well, if you're like me and you have a couple of big notebooks, you have to do it Wi-Fi the first time. And once you have done it Wi-Fi, then you can get your little pieces translated the other way. But to try and do it all through the cloud takes forever. I found that I kept getting disconnected before it was done. So actually, as you can see here on the same screen, I have the same page that I have showing you here. And I can make my changes. I cannot make changes on this. Again, they may have done some changes to this. But currently, this on my Android, it's view only, which is fine because a lot of times I'm doing all kinds of neat things, and I don't think you could do that through the Android, but I need to have access to them. And this is fine. As long as I can go in and I can read whatever the piece of information is, that's okay. And again, it's all synced up. So that's Mobilenoter. So I'm going to pause for 1 second, and we'll take a look at another app. Okay, so this one that we're going to talk about now is relatively new to me, but it's been out for a while. And this is actually called Dropbox, which is actually a fairly big name out there. But I just got into it not too long ago. And what Dropbox is, they have 3 different flavors as far as how much space they give you. I think it's 2 gigs, 50 gigs, and 100 gigs. The 2 gigs is free. The 50 gigs, I think, is $10. And then the 100 gigs, I believe, is $20 a month. And basically, again, the same thing. There's an app that goes on your phone. There's an app that goes on your PC, and they work together. So, for example, let's try out a couple of things. So I'm going to open it up on my PC. Here is my Dropbox. I have a bunch of photos. Let me go and get a photo and drop on there. Let's see if we have a real photo real quick. Something that I can get to. All right, we'll take this young lady right here. So I'm going to take her picture and I'm going to drop it into the folder that says me. I already have a few pictures in there anyways. And as you can see, there's her picture in there, my son, a couple of other little pictures in there. Okay, that's fine. That's pretty much it. As soon as I do that, it has synced with the Dropbox Dropbox Cloud feature, and now basically that will show up on this end as well. Sometimes you have to do a refresh. Sometimes you just have to just wait a little bit, and it will show up. Presently, I'm going to give it a second. I will keep talking while it figures out. But the nice thing is that I don't have to actually do anything. And that new one has now showed up. It tells me when that was actually put in there. It says 47 seconds ago. And I have a choice of, on the long touch, I can either download it, open it, or delete it. Let's just go ahead and open it. And now what it's doing is it's going and getting it and bringing it in. What's also nice about this is, and I have my choice of view or printer share. We're going to talk about printer share in a minute. Let's just go ahead and say view. And there's the same picture right on there. They have a reverse feature, basically, so I can actually, let me just go into gallery for a second. Let me go into all photos. Let me pick a appropriate photo. All right, here's one, Pizza Days. I can say share. I have a couple of different things I can share it with. I'm going to say share with Dropbox. I'm going to put it in that actual same folder, and it's now going to go off and send that to the Dropbox Cloud, and the Dropbox Cloud is going to make that appear on my desktop any second. The other thing that it's going to give me is that you can access your Dropbox files from a web browser, and they have some pretty interesting ways of sharing folders with people who are not necessarily on Dropbox. So you can actually upload a whole bunch of pictures from your phone into your Dropbox and then send out a URL, and people can go right ahead and see those pieces almost instantaneously. As you can see, it takes a couple minutes for it to show up, but once it does, it's pretty cool. There's another picture of the pizza. Again, it takes a little bit because it's uploading, whether you're on your 3G or whether you're on your Wi-Fi. I believe I'm using my 3G right now, and I'm actually in almost like in a bunker, so it actually takes some time sometimes. All right, so that's another one. So that's Dropbox. So that's another way of tying the two pieces together. I'll add one piece just since I'm back here. You can actually monitor the, as you can see, it's already gone now. You can actually monitor when you upload your pictures, how long it takes. It actually shows you. I just wanted to show you that was in the status bar. I had pulled the status bar down, and it said, yeah, I'm updating that right now as we speak. It should put it up there. As you can see on the screen itself, it has now told me that a new picture has been added, and it actually says click to view, and at that particular point, I could click on it, and I would then be able to view it. And there it is. There's my Pizza Days, which actually was a very good pizza place, open till 3 o'clock in the morning, and they make a nice pizza called the Cheeseburger Pizza. That includes ketchup and mustard. All right, so let's pause that and let's do a couple more apps. Okay, we'll try to do this for you in real time. The next item I wanted to talk about was printershare, and basically that's a in the clouds printing program. And printershare, you can get that in the Android store. You go ahead, you sign up for printershare. Okay, that's fine. So I've loaded on my Android phone. I am now going to go to download the app itself. So I'm going to go and download the official app as opposed to the unofficial app. For 1 second. Okay, I did get snagged there for a second, but that's all right. Printershare 2.3, right, for 64-bit. Okay, that's fine. So this is actually relatively easy to set up, and one thing that maybe people don't think of right away is that I can actually load this on 2 or 3 different machines. And what this is going to do is give me the capability of printing to 2 or 3 different machines from anywhere. So, for example, I loaded it on my mother's photo printer. I'm going to load it on the one in my home office, and then I'm going to also load it on my office in Europe. And what that's going to give me the ability to do is to take a document or a picture and say print it, and just pick where I want it to go, to Europe, to my home office here in the United States, or to my mother's photo printer, and it will just go ahead and print out. Now, obviously, the computer has to be on, the printer has to be on, and this app has to be running, but pretty much that is actually the case in all 3 cases. All right, I'm going to pause for 1 second so we don't run out of time while we run this setup. All right, while I took you offline for 1 second, I logged into after I downloaded the app, I went ahead and I logged into my printershare account, and I added the printers that I have here. Now, once I've done that, at this point, now I can do just about anything I want to do. So let's actually turn this off. Let's turn this on. And I have a couple of different choices. I can actually, let's go right into the program itself. Sorry. There we go. You can either, from the galleries or whatever, say file, share, you can say share, and then you can pick this out. Or in this case, you can actually go in here and pick whatever the document is that you want to do. Now, what they do with all of this stuff is they give you, 5 free pages or 10 free pages so you can see what it is. And then there seems to be some confusion on my part for what they're doing, because in the Android marketplace, if you buy the premium version, it says that there's no limit on pages. But then when you log in, as you can see on my screen, it says regular subscription, page limit 13. So I'm not quite sure what that is. But let's actually do something here with it. So let me actually go in. I can go to remote printers. Now, the other thing it allows you to do is, if you have nearby Bluetooth printers or Wi-Fi printers in your house, you can access those. Again, I'm not really worried about those right now because I want to be in the cloud. So let's go to remote printers. And as you can see, I've actually added a couple of different printers, and I have 4 printers that are available to me. The J, I can stop with that capacitive. The J4500, that's my mother's regular printer. The PhotoSmart printer is her PhotoSmart printer. I actually just added one for OneNote, which is actually kind of hot. That means I can actually insert things into OneNote from here. And then the printer that's here. And again, I can load this app just about anywhere. So what I probably will do is, I travel a lot, but what I probably will do is load this app on a lot of different places before I go back to Europe on my next trip. So in any event, we got about 2 minutes to go here. Let's just go in. Let's just pick something, and we can set the page and the size and all that kind of good stuff. Everything's in there that you might want to have. And then basically I hit print, and basically we have to wait while it sends the print job up. And it basically, again, sends it to the cloud, and then once the cloud has it, it will send it to the computer. The computer will acknowledge by saying a new print job has just come in, and then the print job actually comes out of my printer. Now, the time it takes to do this is based upon your connection. So, for example, if it's a large file, it might take a minute or so to upload to the cloud. It might take a minute or so for the cloud to realize that it's got to do something. It might take a minute for it to send it from the cloud to your machine, and then about a minute for it to print out. And look at that. Before we even could finish, here it's coming out of my printer now. Time to get more ink, I think. Yeah, definitely trying to get some more ink, but that's okay. And this is printing out right now, and I need to get more ink, but it printed it out. So the bad quality is because I need more ink in my printer, but it's that simple, and I could have printed a web page or a document. And this is actually very good for a couple of different reasons, all right? I'll take the last few seconds to talk about this. So, for example, I guess I'm going to run out of time, so I guess I'll catch you on the next one.